first group of lessons from Unit 3 focuses in on photosynthesis. This image of a 275-foot tree weighing many, many tons embodies the phenomenon that we're going to explain during these lessons. Where did it get all that mass? Students will eventually be able to explain how it grew from air and water. In Lesson 3.1, we welcome students to the food unit, and we discuss the unit roadmap. Students take the plants and food pre-assessment, and then we ask students to picture their favorite meal. Where do all the ingredients come from? Students view the Iron Green Chef video, and they discuss it. Finally, the Green Ninja delivers our unit challenge, and students discuss it in small groups. In Lesson 3.2, we return to students' pre-assessment and ensure that everyone shares the same key language. Then we discuss the food unit roadmap. We focus in on food growing in the sun and activate the prior knowledge from elementary school about the materials and energy plants need to grow. In Lesson 3.3, we introduce the phenomenon that this 275-foot tall tree grew from water and air. Students then organize their ideas in a mind map, with the center of their mind map containing the question, where do plants get the material and energies they need to grow? Students will combine their individual work into a whole class mind map. A short presentation introduces students to an old experiment where a scientist measured the weight of the soil, a seed, and all the water added for several years as a tree grew in a pot. But the plant's mass was way more than the water added. So where did all that material come from? Lesson 3.4 starts with a warm-up, a group chain note. One person per group starts off with the heading, What We Know About Photosynthesis, and each student in the group writes a complete sentence stating something that they know about photosynthesis without repeating anything already written. Next, students receive the Modeling Photosynthesis worksheet. A short presentation guides students through making a model of photosynthesis using plastic game tokens or other manipulatives, and they record their thinking on the worksheet. In Lesson 3.5, students focused on 2 terms they wrote on the right side of their models that they drew on page 2 of yesterday's worksheet. Students relate the products and reactants of their model to the elementary school view of what a plant needs to grow, and their new middle school view of chemical reactions in plants. Students then discuss the unit roadmap and how the rest of the unit might build on that understanding. Students then meet a PhD student trying to use their understanding of photosynthesis to create better solar cells in our Science Spotlight presentation. Next, students revisit the sequoia tree phenomenon and describe the actual materials in the air that help the tree grow. And then students end by revisiting their chain note from yesterday. What new items can they add? In Lesson 3.6, students discuss their model of photosynthesis and make predictions about whether plants change the amount of carbon dioxide in the air. And could they measure this? How? We introduce the Pocket Lab Air device that measures CO2. They just need to figure out how to use it to answer their question, how much do plants affect the amount of carbon dioxide in the air? Using the Measuring Carbon Dioxide During Photosynthesis worksheet for guidance, they plan and conduct their investigation. Photosynthesis is a great example of a chemical reaction, and food undergoes so many more chemical reactions before it makes it into our bodies. Up next, we'll look at chemical reactions more explicitly.